some power outages and even several homes with no roof after storms pushed through around 6 p.m. in Llano County. Most areas, though, not much, but we do have a chance, a 10% chance tomorrow and a 30% chance on Thursday. Meantime, the excessive heat warning is over. Heat advisory in its place for tomorrow. What does that boil down to? Instead of 109, I'm forecasting 107, but we also have another complication. Tomorrow, an ozone action day and air quality alert. So if you have any respiratory issues, difficulty breathing, you may want to limit your outdoor time because of the heat. 107, the record is 108, plus the bad air quality. High temperature, 106 in Llano, 107 in Austin, 104 in LaGrange, and yes, we could see some storms, but not as many as today. Hour by hour forecast. Tomorrow morning, 79 degrees out the door, 98 by midday afternoon. Couple of storms, but it doesn't look like much. But Thursday has slightly better potential. You know we need the rain, but we could also deal with gusty thunderstorms that roll in perhaps around the mid-afternoon to late afternoon hours, and then that's it. They're done. If you're lucky, you pick up a quarter of an inch of rain. If you don't get anything then, you may not for a while. Temperatures, meanwhile, only dip to 103 for the coolest days, unfortunately. We'll be right back. Tonight, if you gaze up to the sky, you're going to see the nearly full buck moon. Officially, it's full at 1:38 in the afternoon, obviously, when we can't see it. So tonight and tomorrow night, your best times to see the supermoon. It's the closest to the Earth all year long. Oh, and it's a hot day out there. 109 was our high today. Currently still 95 degrees. Our average high is 96. We beat that old record by 2 degrees, and this was our 4th consecutive record high temperature, but even more impressive, the last 3 days, Sunday, yesterday, and today, we have...
Oh, here, let me go ahead and move the camera down a little bit.
We got, oh my goodness. He jumped into my bag. Hop on up here. We got Skippy. A Skippy viewing. Ewok, don't be scared. You can come up too. Here. Come on up. Oh, good boy. We got 2 boys here. How's everybody doing? Sally, hey, how you doing? All right, we got both of the little boys. Yes. It's been a while since we gotten to do the chat with both Skippy and Ewok. Oh, and it looks like we've got a full 9 seconds left until midnight. Temperature-wise, we hit 109 the last 2 days. We hit 110 on Sunday. Seriously, this is getting old. Like, the boys have been getting walks at like 7 in the morning because it's so bad, right? Either that or no walks at all. You just get to run outside, right out back. Ricky, thanks for checking in from Tennessee. You guys have storms in Tennessee, don't you, tonight? 107 is your forecast for Wednesday. Could see a stray shower or storm. There was some storm damage. I'll show you where in just a moment, right along Lake Buchanan. 104 for Thursday. 30% chance of showers and storms. I was a little bit aggressive. Initially, I had a 20% chance, and I went to a 30% chance. I hope it really pans out. Boy, do we need it. And then after that, looking mainly dry. And even when the heat eases every so much, right now it looks like it's still going to be around 103. So not much of any semblance of relief the way things are looking. Kevin, how you doing? We got the boys. The boys. Yes.
Skippy's going to stay in my lap. It looks like Ewok's going to go over across the room and hang out there. All right, so it was a record 109. We've now had 4 consecutive record highs. Saturday was 106, Sunday 110, Monday and Tuesday both hit 109 degrees. And to put this all in perspective, oh yeah, the excessive heat warning is no longer in. It is now, let me go ahead and take that out. It has been allowed to expire, and now, oh, I cut the graphic in twice. Oopsie-daisy. Now it is a heat advisory that is in its place. I'll get there eventually. All right, it's now officially Wednesday, 12:01 in the morning, so happy Wednesday to you. Chris Bennett, how you doing? You are in one of the places that has been enjoying a cool summer while everybody else has been enjoying or been going through the heat. All right, so here's a look at clouds and radar. Now, as you can see,
the last of the few little showers that had actually brought some bountiful, beneficial rain to the hill country. They're fading out, as you can see, the last few showers in western and southwestern sections of Mason County. Still a few more areas of rain hanging on the farther west you go, and even some flood advisories down closer to the Rio Grande. All right, let's talk temperatures. Even at midnight, it's still 88 in Austin, 76 in Amarillo, 90 in Laredo, and 91 currently in Del Rio. Across the country, 67 in Seattle. That sounds lovely. But look how warm Boise, Idaho is, 85 degrees. Bill Bergen, hey, what's up? Sally says, are we expecting any more storms with wild wind gusts? There is the possibility of seeing some gusty storms again late Wednesday afternoon, evening, and then Thursday afternoon and evening. What's been happening is these storms almost have like the signatures of microbursts whenever they develop. So although they're usually not quite severe, some of them can quickly pulse up, and as they collapse, they send out kind of like a burst of air, and that gusty wind can sometimes be what causes any damage. Phoenix, Arizona, 100 degrees as we speak. All right, let's talk rainfall. Some areas did really well out in the hill country with respect to rain. Let's zoom in here and show you Mason County and Gillespie County and Llano County as well. So see these yellows? Up in northern Mason County, there's indications of over 2 inches of rain. Looks like not too far away from Doss out in Gillespie County. 3.5 inches of rain. The storms really just kind of sat over this part of the hill country for a good bit, and boy, was this necessary and needed and appreciated given the drought conditions. 2.4 inches between Fredericksburg and Harper, pretty great stuff. But for the vast majority of us, it was not a single drop, and Travis County, unlike yesterday where the southwestern part of the county got a lot of rain, it was a dry day for Austin proper this go around. See, Chris says mid-80s, been hot for the last couple of days. Yeah, when mid-80s sound like hot weather, I'm going to say nope, I don't think so. Lauren, how you doing? Hope Ruby is doing great as well. Yes, everybody stay hydrated and take care, that is for sure. So even though we have had daily storms since the weekend, if you look at the last 4 days, most areas still haven't seen rain. So we'll have 2 more chances, 10% chance as we head into your Wednesday, and then a 30% chance, hopefully, on Thursday. All right, the next drought monitor will come out on Thursday. And as you can see, Mason and Gillespie counties under exceptional drought. Even though we had this beneficial rain out in the hill country today, as in Tuesday, the cutoff for the drought monitor is, I think it's either 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. on Tuesday mornings. So none of the rain we had is going to be reflected in the next drought monitor. It'll have to be the one following, if that makes any sense. All right, moving right along. Smoke, probably the least thing that you've been paying attention to with the heat, but there is a little bit of smoke from some agricultural burning, and also there have been quite a few wildfires as of late, and so there is a little bit of smoke meandering. As for Saharan dust, which we know is an inhibitor of tropical development, there is a huge slug of dust, that is currently right over the Caribbean. So that is going to keep tropical development in the unlikely zone across Cuba and Haiti and the Dominican Republic and Jamaica and the Caymans, all the way out toward the Yucatan and points south. So a very quiet time there. And this slug is going to move into the Gulf of Mexico as well. Then as we push across from Puerto Rico, the Leeward and Windward Islands, and on out toward Africa, you can see more dust in a pretty steady plume that moves from Africa and pushes off toward the west. And in its wake,
inhibiting tropical development. So you can kind of see these multiple rounds of Saharan dust. The next good plume in the Lone Star State might actually be a little over a week away. So just something to keep in mind. And of course, I mentioned to you that the next drought monitor will come out on Thursday. There was not a really big shift at all in the previous one that came out. High temperatures, and the day is Tuesday, were hot. Everybody, for the most part, hit triple digits. It's really saying something whenever the cool spot is still 101 out in Gillespie County. Do you guys hear that squeaky toy? That is Ewok all the way. Skipper's like right next to me. Ewok decided he was going to go and play. He's in playtime. All right, so we saw a record heat at both Camp Mabry as well as at the airport. Rainfall-wise, despite the fact we've had all these storms, officially Camp Mabry and the airport for the entire month have not caught a single drop. Still waiting. New addition for your Wednesday, it is an ozone action day. Air quality unhealthy for sensitive groups. The current air quality, though, is in the good range. So the best time to get outside as far as heat is concerned and as far as air quality is concerned is late night and early morning. So there you go, Wednesday, ozone action day. Danny Smith, what's going on? And there's the air quality alert for you. If you have any sensitivities, for instance, asthma, emphysema, any respiratory issues, it would be probably recommended for you to stay indoors and avoid the elements during the worst of the heat and the worst of the air quality late afternoon and evening. I shared this about a week ago. Percent of July is warmer than June. We range between about 90 to 95% likelihood that our July will be warmer than June, and that is exactly what has happened. Every single day this month has been a scorcher. We're up to 33 days now in 2022 of triple-digit temperatures. For reference, that is 19th all-time on the list, and we're not even officially to mid-July yet. We're working our way to mid-July. Current streak is 11 days. The previous longest streak was 12 days, and it looks likely that we will beat it. Now, the next question is the longest streak ever, 27 days. That was back in July of 2011. Could we get there? We'll be watching. And as you can see, we are ahead of the pace of 2011. Oh, the boys are having a little party over there. The all-time record is 90, set back in 2011. See, it may be midnight. We're not sleeping. Definitely no sleeping. We're roughhousing. That's what we do. Okay, so as mentioned, it's 88 degrees outside. The buck moon looks beautiful. Full moon out there. It's a super moon as well. Talked about the record heat already. And here's a little more perspective for you. I've had a lot of people say, what's the hottest it's ever been in Austin? Well, the hottest temperature ever, 112. It has happened twice in history, August 28, 2011, and September 5th, 2000. Sunday, we tied for the third slot, and Monday and Tuesday, both 109, which ties for 8th hottest all time. So literally 3 days in a row, we have put ourselves in the top 10. For history, it's kind of hard to comprehend. Given how hot it has been, I must say it wouldn't surprise me if later on this summer we do indeed hit 112. I mean, it just seems like we have been off to the races so quickly and will continue to do so. All right, so we've had 11 days in a row, 33 this year. Easy to see the areas that had the rain because it's cooler. Mason, Fredericksburg, Llano, in the 70s. That is rain cooled air for you. Ewok, where are you going? He went away into a different room. I'm like, sometimes he does that when he's being stealthy. All right, so the last of the showers outside right now are quickly fizzling. And that's all she wrote. After earlier, there was some pretty decent
rainfall amounts, but now it is quiet. I did mention that there was some storm damage reported. About 6 o'clock this evening, power outages and several homes without roofs. What is likely to have happened is that some storms pushed in and brought strong gusty winds. And those gusty winds from a microburst, which is basically a storm collapsing and all the wind gushing out from it, straight line winds, probably in excess of 50, 60 miles per hour, caused some damage out there. Hopefully everyone is able to clean up and get the lights back on. All right, let's start looking ahead. Not an excessive heat warning anymore. It is now a heat advisory. Doesn't make you feel any better, does it? No, only about 2 degrees cooler. 107 for your Wednesday. The record's 108. It could be close. And the heat advisories extend all the way to North Texas, into Louisiana, portions of Arkansas, as well as Mississippi. I already talked about the air quality issues, so yeah, it's a code orange air quality day. Now let's go through your hour-by-hour forecast. 6 a.m., 81. By noon, we're up to 98. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 107. Like, I'm finding myself looking at these numbers, and what used to be jaw-dropping is suddenly becoming normal, where I'm like, oh yeah, 107, as opposed to, what, 107? Just kind of shows you what this summer is doing to us as far as mental, you know. Used to be I'd see 100 and I'd be like, wow, it's going to be so hot, it's 100. And the next time we have a 100 degree temperature, I'll say, wow, it's only 100. It's the exact reverse. All right, so Wednesday's high temperature, 104 Mason, 102 Blanco, 104 LaGrange, 105 in Rockdale. Hour by hour forecast, keeping it pretty quiet through the overnight. By morning, we wake up to 79 in Austin. Midday already up to 98, starting to see some cloud cover pop up. And then by afternoon, not a lot, but here is that small chance of a few gusty thunderstorms popping up, possibly favoring the hill country. So heads up, Mason, Llano, Burnett counties yet again. And then everything fizzles once we hit sunset. Now remember, I told you Thursday is the day that I am holding out hope that we have slightly better rain chances. So Thursday morning, we're sunny. It is 79 degrees. Did you see what I saw? I'll go ahead and scoot this back just a little tiny bit because I think it's worth showing it a little more slowly. Okay, here's lunchtime on Thursday. And there you go, storms favoring the hill country. We could still see triple-digit temperatures, but it does look like we might possibly see some decent rain. Now, if this ends up being exactly spot on, then Austin gets missed. But maybe this will be a little farther to the east, and maybe we can get in on it as well. Rod, what's up? You say only 104 today in Crispin, 111 last Saturday. See? Only 104. It's messing with all of us as far as how everything is so relative. Richard says it's summer, it gets hot. Yeah, when you put it in the perspective of that, everyone expects it to be hot. I think people complain though when it's this hot. All right, so here's a look at the potential accumulation of rain. And sure enough, this particular computer model says no rain for you in Austin. But it's giving over an inch to Burnett and nearly an inch to Fredericksburg. And worth noting, if you look closely, some of these areas just northwest of Burnett are indicating substantially more rainfall, 2.6 inches. So 2.1. It is entirely possible that you will see another good dose of substantial rain come Thursday. Let's hope it happens. All right, another thing I wanted to mention, this area right here, kind of this leftover trough of low pressure, has been the subject of a lot of inquiry lately because the National Hurricane Center had said possibly there could be some slow development. Kevin, I have no idea what I'm going to have for breakfast tomorrow. We had some bagels the last couple of days, but the last bagel I think has been eaten, so I'm not sure what will be breakfast in the morning. So the tropical development chances dropped. 24 hours ago, the National Hurricane Center was giving us a 30% development chance in the next 5 days. Now it is down to just a 10% development chance. So it's unlikely that the system will turn into a tropical depression or tropical storm. However, regardless, it's going to bring substantial rain to portions of coastal Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and note, very little, if anything, for Central Texas, unfortunately. So here you go. This is from the Weather Prediction Center. Only advertising up to about 1/10 of an inch of rain. That is it. All right, so the upper level pattern, that ridge of high pressure that has been causing all this crazy hot weather, is going to anchor itself a little bit farther to the west. And we may see some slightly cooler temperatures. So with respect to this map that you're looking at, the darker shades that I'm circling right here, that's where the core of the ridge is. And the lighter shades of red, don't get me wrong, it's still hot, but it's not quite as hot. And then up to the north, I think I can actually scoot down and show you. This is where the cool air is up north. So you may notice in the upper level pattern, there's a little bit of a dip right here. That dip is a trough of low pressure. So areas through the Great Lakes and New England and into Ontario and Quebec will see unseasonably cool temperatures. All right, let's continue advancing through time, and that ridge basically stays out there to our west. So it will be continued hot, but the ridge does not appear to be strengthening too much more. So I think it's fair to say temperatures won't match where they are right now. Lisa says, wish far northeast Georgetown would get some rain. Beyond dry there, say cracks, got cracks a good foot long. And that is unfortunate. Well, I feel that way the last few days as well. You see those clouds building and you get your hopes up. And then it was Sunday afternoon and my radar app even said rain starting in 5 minutes. And so because I'm a weather geek, I went outside and I'm like, okay, where's the rain? And I had 5 sprinkles and that was it. So yeah, it was a little bit of a bummer. All right, so anyway, that's the pattern that we're going to be keeping tabs on with the upper levels. Now let's take a closer look at, where the rain's going to be. We start you on Saturday, July 16th, and there may be some sea breeze showers. So along the coast, there may be some lucky folks that do see some rain, and it's unlikely they make it all the way inland to Austin. Likewise on Sunday, yeah, coastal rain, but not for us. So 2 different computer models actually have some pretty decent potential for rain overall, given what we've seen lately. On the left-hand side, the GFS computer model, actually given about 1 inch of rain to Bastrop. Bring it. The computer model on the right, much drier, but still bringing Burnett another 4/10 of an inch, Llano another 3/10 of an inch, and as I've mentioned before, you may see from the color contours here, any of the areas that are in the blue are going to be between 1/2 an inch to about 1 inch of rain. So, I mean, it would be so nice to get that. All right, elsewhere in the tropics, oops, it's not 70% or 30%, so 10% chance for this disturbance in the northern Gulf, which means unlikely, but 80% chance that this system south of Central America ends up becoming a system, and the next name is Estelle, I believe. And meanwhile, Darby had been as high as a Category 4. It has dropped down to a Category 2 and will continue to diminish. So even though Hawaii is out here, Darby should be so weak that it'll either be a tropical depression or tropical wave once it gets close. And I think we have done it. We've made it full circle. So with that said, here is your 7-day forecast once again. Been a while since we've done like the full chat. We did it. Check that box. But as always, thanks for checking in, and we'll just keep you updated. I know it's starting to become a little monotonous with like, oh, another day. Let's add to the triple digit tracker. But that's basically what we've been, reduced to, I guess you could say. One last thing, I'm sure you probably have, but just in case, I want to show you the image of the day. Oops, that's not what I wanted to show you. Let's see. Stand by. Instead of a mirror image, I had another plan. I was going to show you in my other laptop. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if it's going to pop it up right. No, I don't think it's going to be able to show it to me. I was going to show you my other computer because it has one of the amazing photos from the Webb telescope, but never mind that. I'm not able to show it to you. But if you have not yet seen some of the images coming from the Webb telescope, amazing, mind-blowing, just incredible. The universe is amazing. All right, so there's your 7-day forecast, and we are out. So have a great night. Talk to you again in how many hours? We'll talk to you again on Wednesday, later on Wednesday, since it's technically already Wednesday. And you can always go to cbsaustin.com, all the latest. Hey, Rich Mosca, by the way, has got your